Hello. This is the Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap, episode 319. This is Rajyasree Sen.
And this is Abhinandan Sekhri. We are here from in a week where records have been broken at the box office. Records have been broken in cricket, on the stadium. And records will be broken with this podcast.
Correct, because you've seen almost 88.5% of the things we are going to discuss. Correct?
And I've also seen something extra because your recommendation was so bad. But before we get into, obviously be reviewing Jawan.
Yes, how can we not?
Chume jo Jawan. No, sorry, wrong.
That's
what
a different film.
That's doing Pathan. Something. But the music is not
the
great.
music
really.
was not the...
But we'll tell you what we thought of the film. Then we have a series which I haven't seen. Because I forgot to watch it. But the series is called Unforgotten.
Stupid.
Then we have a short film because Madam ke paas pahunch gaya Paue ka ek case.
It reached her.
Reached
our producer.
Royal Satag's short film. I have a thing or two to say about that. And we have an ad that is being masquerading as a national anthem kind of national integration. So we'll give you all that. But before that, let me remind you, you got to subscribe and pay to keep news free. Because when the public pays, the public is served. I don't know whether you've been reading the article in News Laundry lately. There was one where with NDTV changing ownership, some dramatic things are happening. People are quitting because they're being forced to do things they don't want to do. There has been another instance of this young lady putting a story on Twitter because the channel would not carry it about the poor and how they are being pushed to the sidelines in G20. So this all happens because large conglomerates, large industrialists own news media, which there's a conflict of interest. So media has to be supported by you. Only then will it serve the public. So subscribe to News Laundry and pay to keep news free. Otherwise, journalism ain't serving you. It is a tool in the hands of those who are already very rich and want to become even richer and consolidate power. With that, Rajyasree, I want to start off with a question to you.
Yes.
What is your problem?
I have no problems. I'm Bengali, so I'm a conundrum in itself. Why? What is my problem?
I think all bongs should be outraged. What's your problem? I'm Bengali.
That's true.
That's the answer. I'm asking that question is that you have recommended a short film.
I have not. Our producer, Priyali, was nice enough to say, you're not doing anything with your time. Why don't you watch this short film?
But she must have got a cue from you. How does she know that we have ever reviewed Royal Stag short films? Because we only review those when you get a case of Royal Stag.
I did not get my Royal Stag. This is a Naseeruddin Shah film. That's why. That's why his entire family is acting in this film.
Right.
Which they should not have done, is my point.
But he's also done an earlier Royal Stag short film that I think we've reviewed.
Maybe even he's getting, we are all beneficiaries.
Beneficial Royal Stag.
Yeah.
So, Rajyasree, so tell us about what you thought of this short film.
And the film is 26 minutes long. It feels very long.
And it's for Suhasini, Atul and Nandini and Dinesh. Maybe this was inspired by something that happened in real life, which is interesting if it happens in real life. If suppose this happens, a couple is dating and their children are dating and they get to know later that, oh my God, my parents are dating. And I mean, that's an interesting situation. But cinematically, it's not interesting.
Also, you have to be slightly interesting people. The two couples over here are not particularly interesting. So there's a man who has a son and he's a widower and the son is dating a young girl and her mother is a widow.
They don't say, but clearly she wasn't a happy marriage. So it's possible she's divorced.
And then you find out there's no suspense over here. Much like in Jawan, there's not much suspense also. But
there is. There's a big reveal.
There's one reveal. But there's not one other thing which they thought was suspense. We digress. Is given away in the beginning of the film itself. But over here, basically, the older couple are also dating and the younger couple are also dating and everyone gets married. It's very bad, the full film. And Ratna Pathak Shah is on a dating app called Tinder. Now, Tinder sounds very bad. Like you can You could just have changed some other name, but instead of Tinder, Tender makes
You could have called it something, just call it data.
Just called, something. But Tender is not a good idea. And everyone's
Tender sounds like the kind of dating app that Gautam Bhai Adani will be on.
Yeah.
Tender issue हुआ उसका, bridge का tender.
And it's there on the
Tender.
App पे check कर लो.
Right swipe करो. No one can swipe right except Adani Bhai. Because on Adani Bhai's app, you swipe right and you get the tender. If you swipe left, the tender is rejected. So the government and you have to both swipe right and then you get the tender.
Then you get the tender immediately. So, and over here, you don't really see any arc of a relationship or anything. The main thing, what was the main thing about this film? That it's just a father, as in parents and children fall in love and they get married. That was it.
My guess is this has happened in real life because it's dedicated to two couples at the end. My guess is that it's happened to someone in real life, and that's really interesting that, oh my God, our parents are also dating, as are we. So it sounded interesting in your head, like your jokes. Like when you say it in your head, they sound funny. But when you actually say them, they don't land. I think it's like that. So, by the way, you can write to us at podcasts@newslaundry.com. I repeat, podcasts@newslaundry.com, or click on the link below. We only entertain the emails of subscribers, so you have to be a paying subscriber for us to entertain your mail. Or you can click on the link and tell us what you want us to do, what you think, what we should do less of, what we should do more of. Before Jawan, there was a national anthem. I thought it had been discontinued.
Fabulous.
But clearly this cinema has restarted it, and I understand why they've restarted it. And which I think is really sad, that we've reached a stage where you want to monetize patriotism. The national anthem starts. It's no longer a law. So there's no logical reason a cinema should be paying it.
Please stand up for the national anthem also. All the
I'm making a different point. If you allow me to make it, I'll make it. So there is no law. So there is no actual reason that a film theatre will spend precious airtime or screen time for that. Now, an animation appears with Aaj Tak logo there. So it is basically an Aaj Tak ad pretending to be some sort of national integration thing. And they did a whole hue and cry and they announced it, which are Bapu, Jawaharlal Nehru, Bhimrao Ambedkar,
Sarojini
Naidu, Rabindranath Tagore.
And there was someone, Netaji. I think Netaji is also singing.
Yes. 6 people.
Yeah.
AI versions of them are singing the national anthem. And for some reason, they have in their head, whoever was the creative director of Aaj Tak has decided that Vallabhbhai Patel sang very badly. Like his voice was like that. We don't know why they would think so, but they clearly thought so.
And that Rabindranath Tagore is not Rabindranath Tagore. Every bearded man is not Rabindranath Tagore. Okay? I tweeted to Shah Rukh, but he did not respond.
Really? Shocking. How could Shah Rukh not respond to Rajyasree saying?
Because I felt my input was very good. I said so. So I did not say actually. But I said, if you have a special surprise appearance, if you give that person's name in the opening credits of the film, we know now he is the surprise appearance.
But how do you know it's supposed to be a surprise?
Because before that, people had all the reviewers had said, we are not...
so then maybe those reviewers are illiterate, they couldn't read, no? It starts off with special thanks Sanjay Dutt. That means Sanjay Dutt is going to come in the film. So people who were suddenly surprised to see Sanjay Dutt, I don't know what they were thinking.
They thought he's just been... They'd gone over for samosas and Sanjay Dutt was nice.
No, usually whenever it says, if it's a surprise, when the film ends... It says special thanks, Salman Bhai or whatever.
This they put in the beginning because Sanju Baba must have said at least one film I've done after 20 years, put it. But the film itself, I don't think that Shah Rukh Khan has looked so good in very long, especially as the old man. What a sexy man he looks like. He really looks hot.
Beauty he is.
He's a beauty. You have to say, no? And the story is quite illogical, but it's a Hindi film. But the politics of it and that they got the censor board certification and were allowed to release this film has shocked me. Either that means Prasun Joshi and Huala did not watch the full film, or something, some ghapla has happened.
So, Jawan is a story of an army Jawan who goes on a mission. His weapons fail because the corrupt arms dealer is supplying these weapons. And that is Vijay Sethupathi. And he decides that there should be an inquiry against this guy. Now, a Jawan is basically a soldier. He's not an officer. So, I'm not sure whether Shah Rukh is supposed to be a Jawan, but I can't imagine a Jawan speaking.
That's what they just said.
So I don't know what it's
that loosely.
But long story short, never have I enjoyed such a bad film so much.
Yeah.
Never have I been so satisfied with such mediocre cinema. Never have I been so thrilled and exhilarated by such shoddy storytelling. Never have I felt such satisfaction
with
such Emmy. But the aesthetic of this film is very Rajnikant, and I've said this before. I remember when I watched Paranjit's Kala. I really like the politics of Paranjit films. They are like, I love his politics. I love that he makes a political statement, but that whole like.
And it's very stylized. There's shots in Tamil cinema.
In all Rajnikant films, even if Rajnikant has to like burp, there'll be a slow-mo.
And the shadow is just right.
And then suddenly they'll cut to everyone. Then but basically, it's okay because this is still cinema. The fact is, even in news, this happens these days. Like, for example, if Modi ji is walking and he waves at a crowd in the G20 where all the people are standing, where they should be asking questions, they're just standing here like this. Tika will come. PM Modi ka charisma. Kayal hui dunya. What's he done? He's waved. So, Modi ka. So, if that can happen in news,
why not?
Why not in cinema?
And it is Shah Rukh after all.
There is a over-the-topness, very, that entire, that film which was Kadappa Kyun Hua, this thing, that over-the-top acting, over-the-top everything. But the action sequences are at a scale which I don't think any Indian film has ever shown. And
at least no Hindi film.
No, I don't think any Indian film. But I think what I understood from watching this film, because Shah Rukh gets cinema.
What was that film which he does with Anushka where he is a Rab ne bana di jodi? Even in that, he has a mustache and then she doesn't recognize that he's her husband. Over here also, Nayantara's looking at him, his wife, and then because half his one eye is covered, eye is also not covered, one part of his face where his eye is showing, she can't recognize that it's the same person. Same body type, everything is the same, the head of hair. Okay, also Shah Rukh Khan's hair. I keep watching his interviews also. He's got so much natural hair.
That dude, in that department of not recognizing, the king of that kind of what's it called? Suspended disbelief.
Suspension of
is
disbelief.
Clark Kent and Superman.
No, he looked different.
I'm Superman. Where's Superman? I'm Clark Kent.
No, Nick, he looks a little different.
Superman. I'm Clark. Fucking just one.
No, he looked different.
Come on, yeah.
His hair becomes and he's wearing like, he's wearing formal clothes. And then...
So, see, this is why people say these Librandus, if America does it, wow.
Very good.
If India... Dude, the worst disguise is this. This is it. Done. I have just transformed
myself. His clothes also change and his hair changes.
Okay.
And when someone's flying, he looks very different from when he's sitting in front of you.
Okay.
When I see Modi ji in his plane and when he's on the ground, I'm like, two different people.
But one thing is that what Shah Rukh, and I'm sure right now everyone's rooting for him because everyone in Bollywood is also completely screwed with, we'll come to the politics of the film later, with the kind of bullying that generally even they are subject to. So everyone's rooting for Shah Rukh because he's doing what none of them have the guts to do. But I'm sure it will eat up Salman, Akshay, everyone, Amir, Shamir, because jealousy levels will be very high, that when he was young, he was a quintessential lover boy.
And now...
No one could be a more endearing, lovable, romantic, cute
even
boy
as
like
a villain, there was something loving.
And now with the whole macho look that he has. So Rajyasree, tell us about Unforgotten.
But only on audio. So now you will have to log on to our website and on Spotify.
Or wherever you get your podcast.
Wherever you get
your podcast, you can listen to the entire episode. But this is all as far as the video is concerned.
Ta-da.
Journalism at News Laundry is powered by the public. Because when the public pays, the public is served. Visit newslaundry.com/subscription and pick a payment plan of your choice. Pay to keep news free and independent. Your future, and indeed the future of democracy, depends on it.